campus of American University is filled with a number of interesting people and characters. One of them is Spencer Hale. I sat down with him to talk about his collegiate baseball career and postgraduate activities.
So, Spencer, what was your most rewarding moment as a student athlete?
Well, I think it would probably have to be knowing that I was doing something as the face of the university and being an athlete, and then also knowing that I was going to a good school at the same time. So I got the academic side as well as the athletic side. The fact that when I was growing up, I always said one of my dreams was to play college baseball. So the fact that I got to do that and still get an education at a great school at the same time, I think was very rewarding. It worked out well.
What was the most challenging moment you had as a student athlete?
Moment? I would say the whole time. I think the most challenging thing about being a student athlete was the time management. You had practice every day. We had one day off. We had Mondays off. And then if it was practices, we had 3-hour practices. If we had games, it was a 5-hour day. If we had a game on a weekend or a scrimmage, that was a 7-hour day at the field. And so you put 3 classes a day in there, because we had the same class every day a week. So 3 classes a day, homework, food, weights. We did weights twice a week, and it was the time management was difficult, yet it also was very helpful for me because I was able to use that in the rest of my life. It was life lessons taught through just being an athlete at school.
What was your favorite moment playing baseball?
Let's see. My favorite moment would probably have to be at least baseball in college.
Yeah.
Okay. Pitching against Clemson when I was a sophomore. They were number 6 in the country, and we weren't that good. But I ended up getting the win. I threw a 3 1/3 innings against Clemson in relief, got the win. It was our first big win against a big school since I had started playing there. They had beat them a couple years before, but not since I was there. So that was fun, and it was nice because it kind of just shows you that just because we weren't an ACC or SEC school, we were still a good team. We could hang with anybody on any given day. That's the great thing about baseball.
Yeah. What made you choose American for grad school in Washington, D.C.?
Well, Washington, D.C. was important to me. I applied to 5 different master's programs around the South, just going up to D.C., Virginia, South Carolina, and I ended up getting accepted to 2 out of the 5. One was American, one was USC, South Carolina, and I knew that the exposure of being in D.C. was what I wanted to be around. I knew I wanted the ability to intern somewhere up here, which I was able to do. I was able to look for work also, which I was able to find a job during my master's program in government, and that's kind of what I wanted to do to begin with. And also, American had a really good program. I looked at it against all the other DC schools, and I think like for SIS, which I was doing, I think it was like number 7 in the country, which was 1 behind George Washington, which is 6. So it wasn't like I was getting any drop off. And then American had a good international focus, which is kind of what I was looking at, was the foreign policy.
From American University, I'm Jack Offenhartz.